In our neck of the woods, we're the true land of the lakes. So start up your engine, come join the show on the Benchmark Podcast Radio.
How's it going, everybody? We are now at my house, and as you can see, the sidewalk doesn't look too nice, does it, Mark?
Not too great.
So I'm gonna pressure wash.
You don't want to be bringing a lady home up to the front door and having her walk on this.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
So yeah, I threw the muck boots on, and I'm gonna get this looking nice. Let's turn the water on. Hey, everybody, so this is my Predator pressure washer. I got it last year at Harbor Freight.
How much was it?
$1,000. Real nice, you know, Predator's like the off-brand Honda, but first thing we gotta do, we gotta make sure she's got some fuel in it. Oh yeah, plenty of fuel. Look at that. Check the oil too.
Looks like it's never been used.
It's been used a few times. A couple dozen, probably half dozen times. Plenty of oil in there. You know, sometimes you gotta lick the oil, make sure it tastes right.
Okay. Is this a twin or is this a single?
Single.
No, it ain't. Is it?
I think so.
Yeah, it is.
We got a spray mark.
Let her warm up a little bit.
Using it, and he had the black tip on there. We're going the white. The choker?
You turned on the throttle.
Oh.
Alrighty, while Ben does the power washing, we're gonna show his parts car back here. Got a whole little load of wood for the wood burning furnace, and then we got an Audi. I'm gonna butcher this, but it's an Audi Quattro. It's an old like 80s, I think. And yeah, she's a beaut, but brand new clutch. All it needs is a radiator and brakes and she'll run. It needs a lot of work to her, but if you want to fix her up, shoot us an offer. We'll sell it for $100. But it could be a sleeper. Who knows? All right, ladies and gentlemen. So while Ben's up there power washing, I forgot the podcast stuff at the farm. So instead of setting that up, and I'm waiting on him to power wash, and then we're gonna go back there and probably record a little bit. He's got all this wood out back, and I'm like, I'm not just gonna sit here and take a nap. So inside the toolbox here, we got, if I can get it out, we got an axe. So we're gonna try splitting some of this wood. I don't know how seasoned this is, to be honest with you. It doesn't look fresh cut. I think it's ash, but yeah, we're gonna do something to stay active. Alrighty, let's see how this goes. The wood's a little rotted. You can see here on the inside there's a little rot and shit, but overall it's pretty decent wood. Some good sized logs. The log splitter is obviously the way to go for most of this big stuff, but right now I'm just looking to be productive, I guess. The past couple days, it's been cold here. It's been windy, cold, like 40 degrees. Now it's actually not that windy, and it's sunny out. So sweatshirt's coming off. Sometimes, this is a hot take by Mark, but sometimes all you gotta do, what the world needs is just more guys willing to pick up a log and split some wood. You see, life is like splitting wood. You know, life, there's a couple analogies that I could do here. I'm sure somebody's come up with this along the line, but this is my rendition of it. You can cut the wood, or no, what was it? Life is like splitting wood, because you can sit here and you can beat the ever-living piss out of a log and it just won't split. It's hard wood, it's wet wood, it's knotty, it's something like that, and you can beat the ever-living piss out of it and it won't split. But then if you do it right and you get some nice seasoned firewood and you get some, you know, some dry stuff, some dry, you know, knotty pine, that stuff will split at the without even looking at it the wrong way. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's kind of like life, where if you sit here and you can only split one log at a time, but you have to do the prep work, you have to do the preparation, you have to do the foresight, the goal setting. So if you sit here and you're in your 20s and you try and split oak, well, you know, brand new fresh cut oak, that's not going to work well. Like if you sit here in your 20s and let's say you're worried about having kids, or like your 401k or something like that, and you're like trying to, like, I don't really know a good example, but like you're trying, like if you're sitting here in your 20s and you're comparing yourself to people that are twice your age, that's good to have the foresight and look at that. But if you're sitting here at your 20 and you're saying, I need to own a $70,000 vehicle, you know what I mean? Or I need to own a house right now, those are good goals. But if you sit here and you try and buy like a brand new vehicle, you know what I mean, like someone in their 50s would, and you're sitting here and you're just keep on paying it off, you know what I mean? It's like you're just going to be chopping and chopping and chopping, and eventually you'll split the wood, but it's going to take you a lot longer. Whereas if you sit here and you say, okay, I know that in my 50s I'm going to want a brand new truck, or like a decent truck, more reliable, a bigger truck for my work or something like that, then you're like, okay, but right now I can afford, you know, an old Chevy. It's like, so that's what you get. You get an old Chevy because it splits easy. It's already quote unquote seasoned. It's cheap. You get it, you work on it, you learn some stuff. And then what it does is while you're splitting this wood, you put money away in the future, and then you're able to get a nicer truck. You know, you get what I'm saying here? That's just kind of my analogy, where it's like it's splitting wood, and it also works for like preparation and like getting what you want, but then also like relationships and just putting effort into anything. It's like you can sit here and try and put effort into something that isn't worth it and nothing will happen. But it's like if you put effort into the right things, and if you do it the right way, like splitting wood is so much easier when it's like 0 degrees out. And I've done it back in Platteville, I did it, and it's a heck of a lot easier because the wood, it's all wet, but it's frozen, you know what I mean? So you just gotta snap it the right way and she'll split in half. So it's also a lot of that kind of stuff where it's like, what are you spending your time on? Would you rather, like in the winter, maybe it's easier to split that really hard oak because it's frozen and you can do it. But then in the summer, it's like this pine you can split because it's easy, it's warm out, it's a softer wood as opposed to the oak. And then you can let it season. So I don't know, I feel like I sound like an Indian or like a woodsman here saying all this stuff, but it's just something to think about. I may be going off on a tangent here, but it's just something to think about, where in this generation, in this life, most people don't get off their phones or don't like just have boredom, you know what I mean? And I know that, like, I'm a hypocrite for saying that, because I know that all the time I'm on my phone and it's very addicting. But there really is true benefit to getting out in nature and just kind of, even just doing work with your hands, you know, because it just makes you feel something and it really connects with who you are and your primal self, if you want to call it that. But that's enough of my blabbering. I know Ben's still power washing. We'll split the rest of this wood and call it a day here. How's it
How's it going, everybody? So as you can see, it's all dried up. Finished up the pressure washing. You know, it didn't take me too long. I didn't use any chemicals, just the high pressure water. But as you can see, we'll walk down, it looks a lot better than what it was. So yeah, you know, go to Harbor Freight, not sponsored. Get a $1,000 pressure washer and it'll last a lifetime. Looks good, man.
Good enough for who it's for.
Good enough for who it's for. That's what we like to say here on the Benchmark Corporation. Are we a corporation now?
We're an LLC.
Or an LLC, yeah. I guess so. We don't have multiple streams yet, but yeah, so that's a little pressure washing segment of the episode. On to the next.